Welcome back, everyone, to the challenge. So today I invited Beth to come show her practice for you. Now, I met Beth a little over a year ago or so, and Beth was explaining to me a little bit about what she did before yoga, and really what I've witnessed in the last year is just a transformation in Beth's practice. Now, would you mind sharing, like, you're saying that you used to run, mostly like tightening activities, is that right?
Yes, so I've always been out very active, and the majority of my exercising was running, or back in the 80s, aerobics and that type of thing. My knees started going out in my mid-40s, and so I really felt like I needed to find some sort of exercise that I could do for a lifetime. And so I was doing Pilates and bar method, and was feeling like I was just getting tight and not stretching and lengthening. And so that's when I decided to give yoga a try. And it's my lifelong exercise now.
That's awesome.
For sure.
One of the most impressive things, like, I'm always singing Beth's praises to friends and family, because first, it's very rare that I meet someone that does all the homework that I suggest that they do, and Beth always does her homework. I teach her privately, and I'll give her like, okay, do this, and she's like, I only did it 5 times this week. I couldn't do it 6 times. I'm like, that's amazing. No one ever does it even 1 time. So that's like just like the example of if you really stick to the practice. And now we don't have like a before posture picture or anything to show you, but when I first started with Beth, her posture was such that she wasn't able to access any of the lines in the standing poses, etc. And she had this goal of wanting to be able to do a handstand, and I was kind of like, whoa, we gotta kind of like back things back and just get you to stand up better and do these standing poses. And what I've witnessed in the last year, and the thing is that what I really want to impress upon you is that this journey takes time. And even with someone like Beth, who had a history of doing lots of physical activity, she knew how to work her body, she knew how to be dedicated, it took time for the body to like undo all those knots, and for like the chest to open so that you could put weight on your arms, right? And that takes time, and it takes dedication too. And that's kind of why I invited Beth to come to be on the channel. I love her so much, and she's really just this example of what a regular practice can do for your body, can start to transform you, and can really make you, it seems like you've gotten really excited about yoga as a result.
Definitely. It's been a whole transformation.
Yeah.
For sure.
Okay, so that's what I wanted you to see is like a realistic, what you can expect after a year of transforming your body. And that's why we have Beth today. So let's begin. Without further ado, let's begin lying down, because it's a good way to release tension and open up. So we'll start off in Supta Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet together, knees wide apart. And then open up your arms to the side like cactus arms. So I often start the classes that I do with you in this position, because it's a great way to release the tension and the stress, and because really all the stress that we put on ourselves, and all the sitting at a desk or whatever, if you have to sit at a desk for work, and you don't have a standing desk yet, I think you transitioned to the standing desk finally, but all that time spent hunched over, it just weighs on your posture. It's difficult to be open, and then you're not going to be able to open up in any of the standing poses or the back bends or chaturangas. So this is a great way to open up the chest muscles, let the shoulders relax and the neck relax. So just take a few moments here to let things open up and to tune into your breath, and feel you can feel your breath expanding from your center. Then bring your knees together and gently bring your right knee into your chest. Stretch your left leg out along the floor. As you hug your right knee in, still keep some opening across your chest so that the shoulders don't cave in. Then change legs, hug your left knee into your chest. Stretch your right leg out along the floor. Then bend your knees, put both feet down onto the floor. Take your arms straight up to the ceiling. Good. Pretend like you have the strap across your arms, so break out, feel the collarbones broaden, and then without your hips twisting, just bring your right leg up into tabletop position. Change legs, left leg up into tabletop position. Keep the neck long. Change legs. Change legs. Good, then bring both legs back down, arms down at your side. And we should show everyone this neck thing, just because I think a lot of people can relate to this. So the other thing that when Beth first started with me, she had a pretty significant forward head carriage. And so that showed up in all of her standing poses. Whenever she went to go put weight on her arms, her head would sink even more. So if that's the type of posture you have from sitting at the desk, driving, whatever, there's this little exercise that I had her do that helped with that. So to do it, you're going to gently tuck your chin towards your chest, and then pretend like you're stretching from the back of your neck into the back of your skull. Think of the back of your neck and the back of your skull opening up like the hood of a cobra. And then gently release that tuck, let the chin come back into neutral. And as you exhale, start to bring the chin towards the chest and open the back of the neck. So this will strengthen your deep neck flexors in the front and open up the tension in the back. And then gently release that, let the chin come back into neutral. One more time. Start to stretch, open up, tuck the chin, open the back of the neck, back of the skull, and then gently release. Now keep all the opening in the length of your neck as you take both arms up and both legs up. Keep the length to your lower back. So this is a great exercise to help to train these muscles to turn on when we're moving the limbs around. So slowly send your right leg forward and your left arm back. And then start to reach the right arm forward with the right leg. You got it. Now hold the neck and the lower back long. I know we've done this already, but now you have a different insight perspective as to why we do this and how significant it can be to correct posture. Slowly change sides. At the same time, keep the bottom of the rib cage in its position so that the lower back stays long, your core is being strengthened. Slowly change sides. And you might notice the tendency for the chin to want to tip up. Keep the back of the neck open. Slowly change sides. Slowly change sides. Slowly change sides. And change sides. Good, then bring both legs up into tabletop position. Bring your arms down at your side. Set the feet down. And the most advanced of the chin tucks exercise, we'll try it now. Tuck the chin towards your chest, open the back of the neck, and then keeping all that opening in the tuck of the chin, lift your head up just an inch. Keep the chin tucked, keep the neck long, and then slowly lower your head back down. Relax, and then tuck the chin, open the back of the neck, and then lift your head up just 1 inch. Keep the back of the neck stretching, stretch it longer, and then slowly lower it down. So it's like doing crunches but for your neck, so it strengthens your deep neck flexors. Roll over to your side, and then come onto your hands and your knees. Place your hands underneath your shoulders, your knees underneath your hips. Round your back and look back at your navel as you exhale. Inhale, arch your back, wheel your chest forward. Exhale to round your back. Inhale to arch through. One more time. Move with your breath. Good, then come into neutral. Stretch back into downward facing dog. And we're going to do this little shoulder chest warm up. We're going to do a variation where we go with knees down into chaturanga and then back into down dog. So shift into plank, shoulders over your wrists. Set your knees down. Now take your hands a little wider on the mat to help give space for the chest, and turn the index fingers out just slightly. Okay, now keep all that length in your neck like you saw Beth doing in the chin tuck exercise, but open the shoulders, the front of the shoulders, collarbones. Then lower slowly, lead with your heart, lower to elbow height. Perfect, Beth. Come back up, and then stretch back into down dog. And keep the wide-handed down dog. Rotate the shoulders, spin the outer shoulders down. Good. Make sure that you don't borrow from the waist. Inhale into plank. Bring the shoulders over your wrists. Set the knees down. Chest open, neck long, head up in line with the spine, then lower the chest slowly to elbow height. Lead with the heart instead of the head. Come back up and stretch back to down dog. 2 more. Inhale, plank. Knees down, chest open, lower slow. Lead with your heart, don't let the head sink. Back up, that's so good. Downward dog, stretch back. Good, inhale into plank. Last one, knees down, lower slow. And come back up. Stretch back to dog. Stretch into child's pose. So to learn to be able to do just that action, it took us a while. Like, we had to practice just holding planks with the head up in the position, because the chest was so tight that it was difficult for Beth just to keep her head up when she would go to lower into the chaturanga. So it took a while just holding planks. So in the challenge, I've been having you do holding plank, pulling a knee up, pulling another knee up. That's a great way to prepare. If still even that position is difficult, if your upper back and neck are so tight that they all hunch over. Stretch back into down dog. And then just remember that these things take time. It takes time for the body to open up and get stronger. Don't force it or expect it to all come just within a month of a challenge. Walk your feet forward. Put a little bend in your knees and let your head drop. Then as you inhale, slide your hands up to the sides of your shins and start to reach your heart forward. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come all the way up. Spread your arms out to the side. Rotate your arms externally and raise the arms all the way up. Good, then bring your arms down to your side. Find your Tadasana, your plumb line, pelvis balanced over the ankles, shoulders and ears balanced over. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Step back into plank pose, one leg at a time. Chest open, hold there. Find your Tadasana line again, and then maintain that as you raise your right leg 1 inch. Good, change sides, left leg 1 inch. And this, I think I used to make you do this in yoga class. So we'd be doing vinyasas in yoga class. I'm like, Beth, you gotta do your leg lifts. And she's like, why can't I just do a regular vinyasa? Okay, set your foot back down, lie down onto your belly. But it worked, she stuck with it. Stretch your arms forward. Press the tops of the feet down, lift the inner thighs. And open up from the outer shoulders, spin the outer shoulders down to the floor. Then lift your head up 1 inch. Bend the elbows out to the side. Lift the hands up to shoulder height. Good. Keep all 4 sides of the neck long. Then stretch your arms straight back behind you. Open up the chest, front of the shoulders. Bring your hands next to your side ribs. Roll into cobra. Roll back down onto your belly. Come up onto your hands and your knees and stretch back into down dog. Raise your right leg up from the inner thigh. Exhale, knee to your right armpit. Inhale, back up. Exhale, knee to your left armpit. Inhale, back up. Exhale, knee to your chest. Pull your knee up and step your foot all the way up by your thumb. Lower your back knee down. Inhale, raise your arms up. Open the chest, bend your elbows out to the side. Inhale the arms back up. Bring your hands down to the mat. Curl your back toes under and lift your back knee up. Then plant your left hand flat and twist open. Take your right arm up. Guide your right outer hip back and reach your heart forward. Bring your hand down and step back into plank pose. Chest open. Bring your right knee up to your chest. Then round, pull it up. Inhale, reach the leg back. And change sides. Left knee up to your chest. Keep the shoulders right over the wrists. Pull that knee up. Inhale, reach it back. Good, set the foot down. And stretch back into down dog. Raise your left leg up from the inner thigh. Exhale, knee to the left armpit. Inhale, reach back up. Exhale, knee to the right armpit. Inhale, back up. Exhale, knee to chest. Pull it up. Step your foot all the way up by your thumb. And lower your back knee down. Inhale, raise your arms up. Exhale, bend the elbows out to the side. Open your chest. Inhale the arms back up. Bring your hands down to the mat. Curl your back toes under. Lift your back knee and plant your right hand. Twist, take your left arm up. Keep the back inner thigh lifted. Then bring your hand back down to the mat. Step into plank. Good, open the chest. Bring the left knee up to your chest and lift up. Inhale, reach back. Change legs, right knee up to your chest and lift up. Inhale, reach back. Set your foot down and stretch back into down dog. Walk your feet forward to the front of your mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come all the way up, raise your arms up. Exhale, the hands to your heart, Samastiti. Inhale into chair pose, bend your knees and sit back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Step back one leg at a time into down dog. Then step your right foot all the way up by your right thumb and set up your back heel for warrior one. Good, then pause there. Lift up through the front of your pelvis, lift your belly and come on up, raise your arms up. Reach down through the center of your back heel. And lift up tall, elongate through the sides of your waist. Bring your hands back down to the mat. And step back into plank. Good, chest open, hold there. Lengthen through your spine as you stretch back into down dog. Nice job. Then step your left foot up by your left thumb. Set up your back heel, come up on your fingertips. Pause there. Lengthen through the inner tailbone all the way into the inner heel. Then lift up from your belly and come straight up through the midline, left hip tracking. Grow long through the sides of your waist. Bring your hands back down to the mat. Step back into plank pose. Find your length. Grow the spine long. And now maintain that length as you stretch into downward dog. Good. Walk your feet forward to the front of your mat. Inhale, make a flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale into chair pose. Bend knees, sit back. Stand and release your arms at your side. Inhale into chair. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Step back into plank. Open the chest. Then set the knees down, chest open, lower slowly to elbow height without the head sinking. Lift right back up. and stretch back into down dog. Step your right foot for warrior one. Inhale, raise your arms up. Open up to your side, warrior two. Good, so make sure that the length of the back leg is primary. You feel you're nice and tall through the stretch of the back leg. And then also make sure that your right thigh is turned out so your knee is pointing straight ahead. For that to happen, your hips, as we talked about on the workshop day, the hips will turn a little bit to the right. That's okay. Now start to open up the shoulders from the collarbones and the tops of the blades. So think of from the center of your chest, you're spreading, and from the center of the base of the back of the neck, you're spreading out through your fingers. Keep growing the back leg and elongating the waist as you let your right thigh start to sink just a little deeper. I'm always looking at the wrong camera. This one. Then put your right forearm onto your right thigh and take your left arm all the way over your ear. Yeah, so the tighter the shoulders, upper back, neck are, the more the head will want to move forward of the midline as the arm goes over. So find that length through the back ankle line, right in between your right inner knee and your back ankle. Press to your feet and come back up into warrior two. Good. Reverse warrior. Flip your palm and inhale. Then put your right hand down on the inside of your foot on the block. Take your left arm up. Rotate it internally. When you rotate internally, the reference point is the biceps. Spin the bicep inward. Then wrap that arm behind your back. With your hand, hook your outer hip and guide the hip in as you open up your shoulders and your chest. Then take your left arm back up. Strong through your legs. I know this has been a lot on that bent leg. Come back to warrior two. I think you've done the hardest standing sequence of yeah, we haven't done that one before. Hands to the mat and step back, plank pose. Holding strong in your plank. Lift your left leg up an inch without sinking in the middle. Change legs, right leg up an inch. Set that foot down, and you see how good of a position Beth kept her pelvis and her chest in. The chest didn't close, the pelvis didn't sink or stick out. Grow back into down dog now. Stretch back. Step your left foot up. Warrior one. Inhale, come up. Open up to your side, warrior two. So find the height through the spine and the back leg, the Tadasana quality. Turn the left thigh so that your knee is tracking. And then start to open up your chest and your shoulders from the center of your chest and from the center of the base of the back of the neck through the fingers. Then see if you can let your left thigh start to drop just a little deeper. Bring your left forearm onto your thigh and take your right arm all the way over. Okay, now it's kind of like a tricky place where we tend to hide the tension right here. So there's a lot, we all hold a lot of tension right here in the armpit chest and lateral, what the hell is this thing called? Lat, in your lat. So the body will kind of like kick the bottom ribs forward in order to hide that tension. Instead, keep your bottom rib cage aimed down towards your hip right here. And then see how much this can stretch without just don't swing the arm behind you to hide the tension. Instead, be with it, rib cage in, let this all start to stretch through your pinky finger. Then come back up to warrior two. Reverse warrior. If you chronically just give up and let your body hide the tension, you'll never open up those sticky spots. Reach and put your hand down onto the inside of your foot on the block. Take your right arm up. Then internally rotate the arm, spin so the bicep rolls in, wrap your arm behind your back. Expand across the chest. Then take your arm back up to the ceiling. Press through your feet, come back to warrior two. Good, then straighten your left leg. Turn your left toes in so your feet are parallel. Triangle pose. Turn the legs to the right and reach out over your right leg. Back foot turns in just a little. Press down through your feet. Inhale, come back up. Turn the feet to the other side. And reach out over your left leg. Press into your feet. Inhale, come back up. Step to the top of your mat, Tadasana, mountain pose. Inhale, raise your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Step back into plank pose, one leg at a time. Shift forward and lower all the way down onto your belly. Point your toes back, inhale into cobra. Roll into up dog or hold in the cobra. Stretch back into down dog. Good, then come into plank pose and set your elbows down onto the mat. Roll onto the outside edge of your left foot, take your right arm up. Side plank on your left forearm. So one of the things that's really important whenever you go into these side planks, you have the opportunity to strengthen good posture or to create more postural tension in the body. So up to you. Can you open up the collarbones and find the length to your neck, like when you're doing the chin tuck exercise, so the back of the neck opens, the chest opens, the rib cage isn't kicked out, the waist is long. It's basically like if I look at your ankles, I'll see this mountain pose line for your body. Really good, Beth. Then change sides, right elbow down, left arm up. Find your mountain pose line. And so this should be your rule of thumb for strengthening, for endurance. As soon as you feel yourself starting to lose that line, just come down. If you need to set a knee down, that's fine. I can't tell you how many times I see people just like trying to kill it, like, oh, I'm going to do it no matter what. I'll just hunch over and just try to do it. That's no good for your body. You're not doing anything good. You should just modify. Take your time, be in your body. Slowly come back onto your left elbow. Hold there. And then we're going to go to burnout here. So open up the chest, keep the blades on the back, find your mountain pose line, engage your abs. Feel the neck is still long, you're growing the neck long, you're teaching your core that healthy neck position. Good, now if you want to make it a little more challenging, you could try raising your right leg up just 1 inch. Oh, best with it. All right. Change legs, left leg up just 1 inch, abs in, abs strong. Good, set that foot down, then lower your pelvis, Sphinx pose. Great job. Let your chest, shoulders open up here. Good, then lower the chest down onto the mat, clasp your hands behind the back, and come up into locust pose. Roll the shoulder blades onto the back, lift the chest up. Good, then your best up dog now. Place your hands next to your ribs, roll your chest through, roll up into up dog. And stretch back to down dog. Take your feet the width of your mat. It's like a pretty wide distance there. Draw the hips up and back. Then set your knees down. Come into a seated position for Upavista Konasana. Sit with the legs wide apart. Good. Sit up tall and twist to your right. Upavista twist. We haven't done this one yet in the challenge. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, just twist like that. So as you're twisting, pretend like I sandbag your thighs. Let the thighs release down and away from each other as the spine grows tall. Come back to center and twist to your left. And again, like sandbags are right at the hip creases, let them drop down. Open the soles of the feet, stretch through the feet. So it's important your nerves, they flow from your pelvis down to your legs, out through your feet. So important what the feet are doing. And the feet shrinking and shriveling, open up the nadis in the feet. Come back to center, then put your hands in front of you. And see if you can walk your hands forward halfway and still find the length of the entire spine. Can the entire spine decompress? If when you put your hands at that position, you're all hunched over to do it, better just scoot the hands closer to your hips and work on that. If you feel like you have enough opening in your hips and your hamstrings and you could walk the hands all the way forward, go ahead. And then once you get the hands as far as you can go, let the head and the neck integrate into the nice smooth arc of the spine. Whole spine moving forward and down evenly. Then come back up. Good job. Lie down onto your back for Savasana, corpse pose. Release your hands at your side, palms facing up. Let your feet fall open. Let your legs relax. Let go of the tension in your hips. Let the belly soften. Let the shoulders melt to the floor and the chest spread. Empty the tension in your jaw and your tongue. Let the eyes soften and release back. Then gently bend your knees and roll over to your right side. Press yourself up to seated. Bring your palms together. Namaste. All right, so thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you, Beth, for coming out.
Thank you.
I hope this is just like just encouraging inspiration for you. And hey, I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day.